Welcome to the Great Detectives of Old Time Radio. From Boise, Idaho, this is your host, Adam Graham. In a moment, we're going to bring you this week's episodes of Charlie Chan. But first, I do want to encourage you, if you're enjoying the podcast, to please follow us using your favorite podcast software. I also want to let you know about one of our other podcasts, and today I'm focusing on public domain video theater. This summer, we are going to be bringing you 3 movies of 70 minutes or more, with the first one coming up this weekend. You can watch them on the video companion to this podcast, public domain video theater, over at videotheater.greatdetectives.net, on our YouTube channel, and also on Spotify, where we are also reposting from our back catalog as we build an audience on Spotify. So do check that out. Now, from 1935 or 1936, here are our next 2 chapters, Chan Gets Tough and The Telegram.
The most delightfully fascinating character in the realms of mystery, Charlie Chan. At Pine View, near beautiful Lake Tahoe, Ellen Landini and Dr. Swan have been murdered. Suspicion had pointed definitely toward Dr. Swan, but with the finding of his body, all the guests at Pine View fall under renewed suspicion. In the eyes of the law, every person there had ample motive. Each could have killed the famous singer, and no one really has a satisfactory explanation of his or her actions at the time the crime was committed. Charlie Chan has questioned and re-questioned John Ryder, Landini's second husband. And finally, after considerable thought, the Honolulu detective bluntly accuses Ryder of thinking that he, Ryder, knows who murdered Landini.
You must be out of your mind, Chan, to suggest such a thing.
No, Mr. Ryder. I am not given to making rash accusations. You have been withholding vital information. You have told half-truths. These things you cannot deny.
I've told you before, Chan. Neither you nor the entire police force can make me say what I don't wish to say.
Then you have no desire to assist in the capture of the murderer, no wish to see Madame Landini's untimely death.
Quite frankly, Chan, I really don't care. I freely admit that I hated her. She treated me as no one should treat a sick dog. A murderer can go scot-free for all of me.
Mr. Ryder, I am ashamed of you. You do not realize the seriousness of your statement. But more than that, and more disappointing than that, your callousness ill becomes a man of your intelligence. Ill becomes a man moving in the society to which you belong. Come in. Oh, Mr. Ward.
Dudley, Chan's got the idea in the back of his head that I know who the murderer is. What? What's that?
My exact words were, I believe, Mr. Ward, I have reason to believe that Mr. Ryder knows who murdered Madame Landini.
Surely, you must be mistaken, Chan. If John knew, he would most certainly tell.
So sorry to be in contradiction to you, Mr. Ward, But I disagree. Mr. Ryder would never tell.
For once, Chan is right.
But, John, that's a very curious attitude to take. A very serious attitude to take.
Sorry, Dudley, but that's the way I feel. Well, if there's nothing else in the way of an inquisition, I'm going downstairs to join in a rubber of bridge.
I'll join you in a moment, John. Something must have upset John Ryder. He isn't generally stubborn. Tell me, Inspector, are we any nearer a solution?
Mr. Ward, we are very close to solution. But as to being close to material evidence which will obtain for state a conviction, no, not so close.
Come in.
Here you are, Mr. Chan. Good news for you.
Yes?
A letter postmarked Honolulu.
Oh, thank you so much, Miss Beaton.
I'm going down to arrange about lunch. If you need me, I'll be in the kitchen talking to Mrs. O'Farrell.
Yes, Mr. Ward. No, do not go, Miss Beaton. Please sit down.
Don and his father are on their way up. Oh, yes, here they are now.
Splendid. Come in, Sheriff. Mr. Holt, honored that you should join us again. Am I excused for a moment while I read contents of letter from Honorable Mother of my children?
Of course, Mr. Chan. That goes without saying.
Here you are, Dad. Sit down by the window.
Thank you, son.
Who brought you over, Mr. Holt?
Cash Shannon, Don's deputy.
I'll bet he suggested it.
Well, son, now that you mention it, he did.
I knew it. He heard there was a pretty girl over here, and he drove that old tin can just as fast as he could. I'll bet he only hit every second bump in the road.
Well, Mr. Chan, good news from Punch Bowl Hill?
Yes, Miss Beaton. We have additional reason for speeding solution of Landini's murder.
Yeah?
I must soon leave for Honolulu to be in time for first birthday of son, I hope.
Son, you hope.
I didn't know you had a baby, Mr. Chan.
Perhaps words first birthday are ambiguous. Perhaps more correct to say initial birthday.
Kind of anxious to get home, aren't you, Mr. Chan?
Indeed, yes, Mr. Holt. Man gets very lonesome away from center of family circle. Larger that circle is, more lonesome man gets, it seems to me. And I have very large family circle. Mrs. Chan and 11 children.
Well, tell us about them, Mr. Chan.
What shall I say? Mrs. Chan is most delightful person. Children, of them I am most fond and proud parent. Home itself, besides beautiful setting, is source of inspiration and constant source of joy.
I'll bet it's beautiful.
I'd like to see it.
Perhaps someday you may.
Oh, now, Mr. Chan.
Yes, I am serious. However, we have business to discuss. I have had very strange interview with Mr. Ryder, which did nothing else but convince me that he thinks he knows who murdered Landini.
He thinks Ah Sing did it, eh?
That is correct. He apparently has followed the same line of reasoning as we.
But don't forget that Ryder was the one who might have tried to throw blame on Ah Sing by bringing up the fact that Ah Sing had broken his glasses.
Yeah, but son, that wouldn't change the main point, that Ah Sing's glasses were broken, and that the fellow who mixed the cigarette box lids and fetched the wrong colored scarf wasn't seeing any too well.
And added to that is the disturbing element of Mr. Hugh Beaton having heard Landini order someone to get her scarf.
Darn it, if that boy Sing don't quit cropping up in this case, it'll just naturally break my heart.
May I say something? I don't think that Romano's surprise was very genuine when he learned that Landini had never signed her new will. The will in which she was to leave everything to Hugh.
That is quite correct, Miss Beaton. One should remember that even if one wins the race, the torn sandal betrays the stumble. Romano should have realized that I would make discovery that he wrote Miss Meacher asking about said will.
But look here, Inspector. If Romano had wanted to throw suspicion on anyone, he could have thrown plenty on Ah Sing.
That is true, Sheriff. Perhaps it is that Mr. Romano spoke truly when he said that he had given us clues, importance of which no one of us is able to grasp. Perhaps when you go Mackay, you had better send Mr. Romano to see me.
Go Mackay? What's that?
Another word of my native Hawaii.
Oh.
That you will have working knowledge of Hawaii before you make trip to Paradise the Pacific. Mackay means below, down, underneath. No, on second thought, I shall accompany you. I perceive Mr. Romano entering own room.
Oh, Mr. Chan, if possible, I would like word with you.
Certainly, Mr. Romano. I will join you all downstairs.
Mackay.
That's correct. You are apt pupils. Yes, Mr. Romano.
Will you sit down, please?
Thank you. And what, Mr. Romano, is troubling you?
Mr. Chan, this news I have received, this fortune which have been dropped in my lap, so to speak, it have made vast difference in my life.
A pleasant one, no doubt.
Naturally. From a pauper I ascend suddenly to a man of property. What is my first reaction? To get away from this spot, lovely as it may be, to hasten to New York, to realize my inheritance, then to London, Paris, the continent, where I shall feel at home. I shall sit in the twilight, in the piazza at Venice, while the band plays music. Ah, yes, music. Perhaps again I shall conduct opera. Who knows? Oh, but I ramble. Tell me, Mr. Chan, we unlucky ones who cannot give a satisfactory account of ourselves, how long must we languish here?
You must languish till guilty person be found.
Then we may go.
Those who are not concerned, yes.
But one who had information, who perhaps assist in the arrest of the guilty, what of him?
Such a one would, of course, be forced to linger here.
Ah, that would be so unfortunate for him. But then, I am not surprised. Long ago, I find that there is no justice in American law.
And this information you have, Mr. Romano, which will assist in arrest of murderer, what is it?
I do not understand, Mr. Chan.
I thought, Mr. Romano, that what I asked you was really quite simple. This information which you fear may keep you here longer than you desire to stay, what is it?
Oh, but you are mistaken, Mr. Chan. I do not have such information. I was merely asking, shall we say, a hypothetical question.
So sorry, Mr. Romano, but you are not telling truth. You have information. But to disclose same, you are afraid?
Signor, you are attacking my honor. I am...
Enough, please. You will not tell me?
I have nothing to say, Mr. Chan.
Later, perhaps, Mr. Romano. After I have received answer to wire sent to Madame Landini's lawyers in New York, you may change your mind.
You have a wire them? Well, what do you wire them?
That, Mr. Romano, you shall learn in due course. One thing sadly lacking in this mystery is true motive for murder. If person knew that, he would benefit by death of Madame Landini, then that person would probably be arrested by police.
But, Mr. Chan, this is not fair. It is outrageous, monstrous. Why should anyone be...
Mr. Romano. Lunch. Shall we go together? But perhaps I should not insist. Perhaps now you do not have very good appetite for lunch?
So Romano has information and then attempts to deny it. And what of his alarm at the fact that Charlie Chan has wired Landini's New York attorney? Your sponsor has a word for you, after which Inspector Chan will be with us again. Well, Mr. Chan, what have you in mind for tonight?
Letter from my honorable wife, Mr. Wilson, is uppermost in my thoughts. I am reminded of Chinese emperor many centuries ago, who was informed that efforts were being made to remove him from throne. He replied, "Palace walls may crumble under the onslaught. The peacock throne may be occupied by usurper. My yellow jacket may be torn from my back, but if the wife of my youth remain true, I shall be yet an emperor."
Thank you, Mr. Chan. and good night. Charlie Chan has just risen from the lunch table when aged Ah Sing enters with a telegram in his hand.
On a telegram for you, Mr. Chan.
Thank you, Singh. Excuse me, please, while I read this.
Certainly.
Cash coming back for you, Dad.
Yeah, said he'd pick me up about 7.
News, Mr. Chan?
Yes, indeed. Mr. Romano,
Oh, yes, Mr. Chen.
when you finish your lunch, please join us in the study.
If it is really necessary, I was going
Please,
to...
Mr. Romano, join us in the study. Can I help you, Mr. Holt?
Yeah, if you don't mind, Mr. Chan.
Bring Miss Beaton, Sheriff, if you will be so kind.
Right now. Come on, Leslie.
All right.
Serious, Mr. Chan?
Quite, Mr. Holt. Telegram from Ellen Landini's New York attorneys.
So that's it, is it?
Yes. Top step, Mr. Holt.
Yeah, I get so as a kind to count them automatically.
Well, what is it, Inspector?
You look very serious, Mr. Chan.
Indeed, yes, Miss Beaton. Despite expectations of our profession, approaching arrest always produces depressing feeling. Be so kind as to close door, Sheriff.
Surely.
Thank you so much. Telegram is from Landini's lawyers, New York. It informs us that Mr. Romano knew that new will leaving property to Hugh Beaton had not been signed. According to information, Romano wrote for information previous to arrival at Pine View, and that he received information likewise before arrival at Pine View.
Yeah, that is serious.
Now becomes necessary, Miss Beaton, to ask you to most carefully search your memory as to whether or not Mr. Romano was last person you saw leaving study night of Landini's murder.
Inspector, I don't want to be the one
I know, Leslie, but this is duty.
But I'm so afraid of being wrong. If I should have been mistaken.
Adopt attitude, Miss Beaton, if you please, that you are on witness stand and are answering under oath to best of your ability.
Very well. To the best of my ability. My memory says Mr. Romano left the study first, Dr. Swan second, and Mr. Ward last.
Mr. Romano did not return?
I didn't see him.
Well, if that's right, it couldn't very well have been Romano.
Not unless he walked through the other rooms, out onto the balcony, and waited his chance. Come in.
Sit down, Mr. Romano, please. Mr. Romano, we have asked you here to tell us, please, what it is you hesitated to tell me before lunch.
I am sorry, but I do not know what it is that you mean.
I think you do, Mr. Romano. You asked me before lunch what would happen to one who was possessed of information which would lead to capture of murderer.
I tell you I know nothing. If, I said to Mr. Chen, observe that, I say if.
Look here, Romano. You know something, so don't deny it. You don't want to tell because you're afraid it'll delay you in getting back to the bright lights and spending Landini's money. Well, it might. I can't promise. But if I can fix things so that it won't, I will. But one way or the other, Romano, you're telling or I lock you up. Get that and get it quick.
I am so upset. This American law, it is so confusing. What I saw, it was nothing. But I will tell you. I am in my room, looking out at a flying field. I see plain light, and for a time I watch it. Then it comes to me. Landini will be going now. Have I accomplished my purpose? No. A few bills are thrown to me like I am a beggar. I who have every right to demand. Am I not the husband? Have I not made Landini greatest singer? I go to my door. I will demand from Landini a definite appointment in Reno. I open the door. I see a man. Something in his manner I am not easily impressed, you understand. But this man, he acts stealthily. But then, while I'm thinking, the shot rings out.
That's all right, the man. Who was the man?
The man I saw, this man who sleeps stealthily from door to door, the man was a singer.
All right, Romano. You keep that to yourself.
Me? I shall not talk. First Landini, then Swan. I have no liking to be deterred. It is you, I hope, that will keep these facts which I disclose to yourselves.
Guess you can go now. Mr. Chan?
Yes, that will be all. Thank you so much. It is useless to polish and to burnish after the guilt has worn away. No matter what we do, what we ignore, we revert always to Ah Sing.
Yeah. For all we do, for all we try to hide it, it keeps coming back to Ah Sing.
But, Mr. Chan, Romano is the one who profits by Landini's death. Ah Sing does not.
But money would not tempt Ah Sing to murder. We, alas, me included, cannot fathom the depths to which ideas of loyalty would carry Ah Sing.
But just the same, couldn't Romano be lying? He lied before. He could be making up this whole thing about Ah Sing.
Yes, something to that, my boy. If Romano was trying to cook something up, who would he pick on? Poor defenseless Ah Sing, who ain't so quick on the comeback? And yet, I ain't so sure.
No? Why?
Well, if Romano was trying to fix things so it would look like Ah Sing, would he have done it so doggone well? Wouldn't he have said that he saw Sing creeping into the study and then heard the shot? No, Inspector. It rings too true. It ties in with the facts too well.
Yes, Mr. Holt. Alas, much too well.
But it's impossible.
What, Miss Beaton? What is impossible?
Sing would have had to pass the door to the room I was in twice. And I didn't even see him once.
But why twice, Leslie? He escaped through the balcony window. You wouldn't have seen him that time.
But don't you see? The door to Landini's old room, the room Landini used to have, was locked. That had to be unlocked before Ah Sing could make his escape.
But Ah Sing would have unlocked that on his way to the study to kill Landini.
Ah, Miss Beaton, I congratulate you. No, Sheriff, Ah Sing would not go to the study that way. First time. How could he know that Landini would be alone?
Doggone, you're right.
Yes, Mr. Holt?
But it really don't change the setup. Sing comes to the study with a blanket over his arm. He finds Landini alone. He goes out, slips through the empty room, unlocks the door to the balcony, and he goes back and closes the study door after he gets into the study, kills Landini, and then goes out to the balcony and locks that door after him.
Yes, it looks that way, all right.
Sheriff, look here.
What, Inspector?
Look in the mirror. What do you see?
Cecile, looking up and down the passage. She's got something in her hand that she's trying to hide.
Most furtive manner suggests that we investigate. You come with me, Sheriff. Quickly, but quietly. Cecile? Cecile!
Oh, Monsieur Chan, you require something?
We, Sheriff and I, would like to speak with you a moment.
But yes, Monsieur Chan, certainement.
Why did you so very carefully look up and down passageway just now? Perhaps you were looking for something?
No, Monsieur Chan, but I am so very afraid. Ever since that night, Madame...
Yes, we understand that, Cecile. But what are you trying to hide there in the folds of your skirt?
Me, Monsieur? Why, nothing, Monsieur.
Cecile?
Not a single thing.
Cecile, I'd hate to have to do it. But unless you show us what you're trying to hide, I'll have to get Miss Beaton or Miss O'Farrell to search you.
Oh, it is nothing. Only I have been so afraid. My husband, Michael, he bring me this for protection.
A 45, huh?
So it would appear.
Oh, but look, Monsieur. This gun, she has not been what you call fire.
You understand how to use this, Cecile?
Oh, mais oui. My husband, he...
Yes, your husband taught you, you're about to say.
Oui. He was in the war. This is his.
He was, aviator?
Oh, no, Monsieur. No, he would like to be, but he was sergeant in infantry.
And a crack shot, Cecile?
Oh, but yes, Michael would...
Say, Inspector, this 45 is fully loaded, all right. But if I know my guns, it has been fired. And not so long ago, either.
Ah Sing and Cecile, and perhaps Ireland. Could it have been Ireland or Cecile who fired the shot which misled Charlie Chan for so long? We'll have to leave it to the inspector to pursue this latest development. When you have heard your sponsor's message, Inspector Chan will be with us again. Well, Inspector Chan, have you a parting thought for us this evening?
Indeed, yes, Mr. Wilson. I'm thinking of Chinese proverb which says, when man is seen continuously in company of worthy persons, his name will be free from taint of scandal. But when man has reputation of consorting with persons of ill repute, protesting his innocence will avail him but little.
Oh, very true that is, Inspector. Thank you, and good night.
Thank you, Mr. Wilson.
Welcome back. Charlie Chan getting tough seems more like Charlie Chan getting mildly annoyed and providing some limited pushback and trying to get compliance while offering mild rebuke. But I guess for this portrayal of Charlie Chan, that's getting tough. Also, I love the character moments in the first episode when he's talking about his family and his life in Hawaii. And to be honest, I think that sort of warmth and dimension to his character makes him stand out from many of his brethren in the world of fictional Golden Age detectives, which often get divided into things like hard-boiled or more cerebral detectives. But the vast majority of the popular detectives of the era were bachelors, and even more were childless. Even with Nick Charles, who became a father in the Thin Man movies, I don't think being a father redefined him. It caused him to clean up his act a bit, so he wasn't constantly plastered as he was in the first Thin Man movie. But I think with Charlie Chan, being a father of 11, it's such a big part of his character and who he is. And you can see the ease at which he goes into this sort of fatherly warmth that's really typical of his interactions. To me, I think that there are a lot of people who, when they think of Charlie Chan, they focus on things like his mannerisms or the way he talks. But his general demeanor and approach as a family man ground him, and I think it's an underrated appeal that makes him stand out, which I think is a good point to bring up as we're approaching Father's Day at the time that we're first releasing this podcast. I have to say that Romano is climbing my suspect list. He's a little too eager to get his hands on the money. And I'm dubious of his tip about Ah Sing because pretending to be reluctant and having it quote-unquote dragged out of him could be an attempt to give this tip credibility. Also, if I could talk to Romano as someone who has had reason to study the probate process recently, I hate to break this to you, but you're not going anywhere anytime soon. Presumably, her last will made you the beneficiary, and that will speed things along. But this is going through probate. And I kind of doubt you're the only person that she owes debts to. So all of those creditors are going to have to be paid, and there's going to have to be time for them to come out of the woodwork. In addition, recall the secretary stated the bulk of her wealth is tied up, remember, in real estate, which makes estates typically more complex and requires more time to process. Now, I appreciate this was in the 1930s, so 90 years ago, but I don't think the law has changed that much. Regardless of whether he's got to testify or not, he's not going to Europe, at least not on estate money for close to a year. At the earliest. Well, now it's time to thank our Patreon supporter of the day, and I want to go ahead and thank David, Patreon supporter since March of 2024, currently supporting the podcast at the Shamus level of $4 or more per month. Thanks so much for your support, David, and that will actually do it for today. If you are enjoying the podcast, please follow us using your favorite podcast software. And please be sure to rate and review the podcast wherever you download it from. We will be back next Tuesday with another episode of Charlie Chan, but join us back here tomorrow for Broadway's My Beat, where...
Tell me about it. When you heard the shot, what you did. Was he alive?
I didn't.
Didn't what?
I didn't hear a shot. What attracted me was the smell of smoke. I rushed in. A wastebasket was on fire, and Mr. Briscoe...
Wait a minute. What's that?
Hello. Oh, the phone in there. It's been doing that ever since. The receiver's just dangling there. I wouldn't touch it. Oh, not me.
Hello.
Hello?
Frank, what's the idea keeping me waiting? What happened? You told me to hang on. It's Eddie. You're not Frank. Who are you?
The police.
The police? What's happened? What's happened up there?
You're talking to Mr. Briscoe?
Yes. My name's Eddie Cutler. I called Frank for a golf day. He said, excuse me, there's someone at the door. Hang on, he said.
Where are you now, Mr. Cutler?
At my place of business on Wall Street. What's happened?
A murder. Stick around, Mr. Cutler. I'll want to talk to you.
I hope you'll be with us then. In the meantime, send your comments to box13@greatdetectives.net. Follow us on Twitter at Radio Detectives and check us out on Instagram, instagram.com/Great Detectives. From Boise, Idaho, this is your host, Adam Graham, signing off.